Folks, in my 20 years scouring the trenches of the NFL, witnessing every kind of trade, signing, and roster move, I've never seen anything like this. Never in my career have I come across a situation so explosive, so layered, so utterly unprecedented that it shakes the entire league to its core. Right now, as we speak, a massive seismic shift in NFL power is unfolding, something that could redefine the Green Bay Packers, shake the NFC, and send shockwaves through the entire league hierarchy. And I promise you, what I'm about to reveal might be the biggest secret in NFL circles right now, something that elite insiders are whispering about but nobody has yet dared to connect publicly. But here's the deal. If you want to see the full picture, if you want to understand what's really happening behind the scenes, then you need to stay locked in. Because this isn't just another off-season rumor. This is the kind of move that could send shockwaves through the league for the next decade. So hit that subscribe button, smash that like, and activate that notification bell right now. Because those who are inside will be the only ones who truly understand the magnitude of what's unfolding. Today, you're about to see a story of strategy, power, and relentless ambition that will leave you breathless. Let's start with the scene behind those closed doors. What's really happening in Green Bay? What whispers are running through NFL front offices, and why this may be the most calculated, most audacious move in the last 15 years. Because right now, the Packers are not just talking about building a championship team, they're planning to shatter the entire narrative. And at the center of it all is a name that most of you have underestimated, Marquise Brown. The scene is set. Matt LaFleur, fresh off a contract extension just signed in late January, faces immense pressure. The Packers finished 2025 with a 9-7-1 record, an acceptable number by some standards, but in Titletown, that's almost a disappointment. Years of playoff droughts, close calls, and unfulfilled potential have left the fanbase restless, and the front office hungry for a seismic upgrade. The core problem: they've lacked a true game-changer on offense, an explosive playmaker who can turn a game on a dime, stretch defenses to their breaking point, and elevate the entire scheme to a different level. You look at their roster. Jordan Love is solid, poised, promising, but they've lacked that killer instinct, the guy who can take an average play and turn it into a 70-yard touchdown in a flash. And nobody embodies that more than Marquise Brown. But why now? Why is Brown suddenly at the center of the NFL's biggest transfer story? Because, folks, the whispers say Green Bay is ready to make a bold move, one that could reshape the NFC North and set the league on fire. And the reason? It all comes down to the intricacies of the current roster, the cap situation, and an eye for historic gambles. Now, let's get into the nuts and bolts of why Green Bay has to strike for Brown, and why they see him as the missing piece. The Packers' offense in recent years has been characterized by flashes of brilliance, Love's arm talent, the emergence of Watson and Doubs, a solid rushing attack. But what's been missing is that explosive element, the deep threat that defenses have to respect at all times. Their offense has often been predictable, too reliant on intermediate routes and quick throws. When you film study this team, it's clear that Green Bay's scheme has evolved but still needs a game breaker. Someone who can threaten vertically with elite speed, stretch the field at will, and create the kinds of mismatches that open up their entire playbook. That's where Brown's profile perfectly fits. Statistically, Brown is a prime candidate. Despite battling injuries, he remains one of the fastest receivers in the league, clocking a 4.27-second 40-yard dash at his pro day, an absolute burner capable of outrunning any secondary. His yards after catch, YAC, ability is elite. In 2024, despite limited games, he averaged over 8 yards per reception, and his career average depth of target hovers around 12.4 yards, meaning he's a true downfield threat. In 2021, with the Ravens, he eclipsed 1,000 yards, proving his capability as a primary or secondary receiver depending on the scheme. But what's truly scary for defenses is his advanced metrics, his separation percentage, how often he gets separation at the top of routes, hovers just under 2 yards per route run, an elite number for a receiver with his speed profile. His explosive plays, those 20-plus yard catches, are what make him a nightmare for defenses. As of 2025, despite injuries and limited targets, He ranked in the 88th percentile in yards per reception when healthy, and his yards after catch per play remains among the league's best for receivers of his size. The film, a masterclass in how to unlock defenses with a single route. Brown's quickness off the line, his ability to accelerate into top gear within 1 or 2 steps, and his knack for finding soft spots in zone coverage makes him a perfect fit for Lafleur's offense, which thrives on motion and pre-snap shifts. Replays show him beating corners with a simple quick-out or sprinting past safeties on deep routes, stretching defenses to their breaking point. The scouting reports rave about his technical proficiency, hand-eye coordination, route timing, and body control. And even when injured or double-teamed, his speed forces defenses to play cautious, opening up underneath routes for Watson and Dubs. For Green Bay, adding Brown isn't just about upgrading their WR core. It's about injecting elite, game-altering speed that forces defensive coordinators to rework their entire game plan. Now, why would the Packers target Brown in a trade? The answer is simple yet complex. They need a true vertical threat, and with their current cap situation, they're looking for a cost-effective upgrade, someone with proven big play ability who can be acquired without sacrificing their future. Brown's market value is estimated at around $5.5 million per year, an absolute bargain for a player of his explosive potential, especially given the scarcity of elite speed in today's NFL. And here's where the trade mechanics come in. Green Bay, with roughly $1.4 million over the cap, will likely have to shed some salary, cutting veterans like Elgton Jenkins or trading a linebacker like Devont Wyatt becomes inevitable. The package: a mid-round pick or a conditional future pick, possibly their 2026 second-rounder plus a later pick, along with a player swap that helps both sides. Brown's contract, a 1-year, roughly $7 million deal in 2025, makes him highly tradable. Cap hits are manageable, and his age, 28, still primes him for another 3 to 4 productive years. As for the mechanics, imagine the Chiefs, looking to rebuild their depth chart and cap space, moving Brown to clear room for younger receivers or a veteran reinvestment in other areas. Meanwhile, Green Bay's front office, led by Gutekunst and Lafleur, sees this as their chance to leap ahead, adding that true game-breaking WR without sacrificing their draft capital or long-term flexibility. The trade, while complex, isn't impossible, especially with the league's increasing reliance on scheme fit and salary cap maneuvering. But why Brown? Because he's more than just speed. His technical development in recent years, combining his raw athleticism with route-running precision, makes him a perfect piece for Lafleur's offense. They see him as the missing link, the secret weapon that keeps defenses honest and opens every other element of their attack. The scouting community whispers that if Green Bay pulls this off, it'll be an absolute game-changer, an upgrade that makes their offense nearly unstoppable. And what about the fit? Scheme-wise, Brown's profile aligns perfectly with Lafleur's vertical-heavy approach. Think of how Davante Adams thrived in that scheme. Brown offers similar stretch-the-field capability, but with even more raw speed. His explosiveness can loosen up safeties, creating space for Watson, Dubs, and a budding RB core to thrive. Defensively, opponents will have to commit extra resources to cover him deep, which makes everything else, play action, quick throws, screens, more effective. Plus, consider this. Brown's presence in Green Bay could reignite the fans' passion. It's a splash move, a statement that Lafleur and Gutekunst won't settle for mediocrity. They aim higher, and a trade for Brown could be the missing piece in their quest for a deep playoff run or even a Super Bowl. The league is watching. Rivals are panicking, because in the NFL, speed kills, and Brown's speed, it's lethal. And what happens if this move comes to fruition? In the short term, it injects energy into a team that's been hovering in mediocrity. Long term, it sets the foundation for a new era, one where Green Bay's offense is feared once again. Imagine a scenario where Brown and Love connect on a crucial third and long, turning an ordinary drive into a highlight reel. Picture the roar of Lambeau when he outruns a corner and hauls in a 60-yard bomb, putting the league on notice. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Is this just wishful thinking? Maybe. But consider the facts. The Packers are known for bold moves. Think back to their draft strategies, the Rodgers trade, the trades for Randall Cobb and others in recent franchise history. They're not shy about making dramatic statements. And with LaFleur's coaching pedigree, the front office's willingness to gamble, and Brown's untapped potential, the pieces are all in place for a blockbuster. This brings us to the final question. What's the timeline? Don't expect a quick deal in February. These negotiations are complex, involving cap gymnastics and strategic planning. But insiders whisper that by the NFL Combine, late February, there's a real shot this deal gets done. And if it does, the league better prepare, because the Green Bay Packers, armed with Brown, are about to become a dark horse, a team nobody dares overlook. In conclusion, this isn't just about adding a talented receiver, it's about rewriting their entire offensive narrative. Brown's speed, agility, and big play potential are exactly what LaFleur's offense needs to take the next step. The league is watching, and history favors the bold. Expect fireworks, and don't be surprised if, in the coming weeks, you see one of the most daring, electrifying trades in NFL history. Because this could be the move that makes the NFL's future look very, very different. Remember, this story isn't over yet. Keep your eyes peeled, because the next chapter could be written in Green Bay's colors, and it's going to be legendary.